On the previous episode of Sorcery TCG News, I discussed how many boxes are required to complete a full set of Arthurian Legends using a theoretical model. Now that the set is officially released, we have full information on all the unknown variables. As I revisited my calculations, I made some staggering discoveries regarding the accuracy of my model and the true pull rates of the unique cards. Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Hank from Wizard's Den, and today I would like to do a follow-up episode on the previous episode where I calculated how many boxes are required to complete a full set of Arthurian Legends. This will be an intense episode comparing both the theoretical model and the actual empirical data, so make sure you hold on tight. No a priori knowledge is required, but it might be more helpful if you watch the previous episode. So I would recommend you to watch that first before going further. I will place a link in the description of this video. This episode will be divided into these sections, so let's get into it. Before I get into the analysis, I would like to thank Cold Foil Heroes for providing me 147 boxes worth of data based on his own box openings. Cold Foil Heroes is a longtime Sorcery community member who does mass box openings to sell single cards, and recently opened an online store, www.coldfoilheroes.com. He gives the best singles prices with well-trusted shipping, and I can definitely recommend his service as the best. If you want to complete your sorcery collection by buying singles, make sure you visit www.coldfoilheroes.com. Links will be provided on the description below. First, let me explain about the data Cold Foil Heroes provided me. What he did was, he counted all the numbers of unique rarity cards he ended up after opening 147 boxes, and this is a plotted version. As you are opening tons of boxes, you will be getting duplicates of multiple cards. What this plot shows you is the number of duplicate cards for each unique cards, ordered in the ascending order of duplication number. As it is obvious from this plot, there is a sudden jump in the number of duplicates beyond 56. The value of duplication is beyond the maximum value of duplicates hypothesized by my theoretical model. The maximum value predicted is shown in the horizontal red line. This indicates either 1, my model's wrong, which I know it's not from other evidence I will show later in this episode, or 2, there are sub-tiers within the same unique cards. When you take the average of the higher occurrence group, you get 53.33 cards. Interestingly, the theoretical average number of elites is 53.07 cards, which is very close to the average you get from the data. So it is very likely that these cards are in fact equivalent to elite cards when considering pull rates. The cards that have these high duplication rates were these 15 cards. They all have the Sir or Dame title on the name. Interestingly, these were confirmed to be on the elite print sheets, which was revealed at Spiel-Essen. So both the empirical data and the sheet configuration shows that these unique cards are elite equivalent in pull rates. So when performing set completion analysis, these have to be treated as elites and to be excluded from unique counts. The true uniques that have a Sir title are only these 6 cards. You can easily spot it by looking at the elemental threshold. If 4 elements are required, that's a true unique. The final rarity composition is shown in the table here. Now that we pinpointed which cards are actual uniques, I would like to talk about the pull rates of unique cards. Most of you know that you will get 1 unique out of every 5 booster packs in Alpha and Beta. Having this in mind, you can calculate the statistical mean and variance of the uniques you can get when you open a given amount of boxes. This is a plot that shows that distribution, and the red line is the actual number of total uniques Cold Foil Heroes was able to get. You can immediately notice that he got way less uniques than what was expected in the theoretical model. This means either the model is wrong or the assumed pull rate is incorrect. This discrepancy led me to discover the packaging method used and also the resulting true pull rates of unique cards. If the unique inclusion rate was 1 in 5 packs, the number of uniques in a box will be 4.8 cards, which is not possible as this needs to be an integer. So to achieve this inclusion rate, you make 4 boxes with 5 uniques and 1 box with 4 uniques. With this method, the total average will match the 4.8 cards required to achieve a pull rate of 1 in 5 packs. But this means you will have 2 different packaging lanes with a huge difference in the workload, as the lane that packages 5 uniques require 4 times the throughput. How can we solve this? What if we instead make equal amounts of boxes for 4 and 5 uniques? In this case, the unique pull rate will become 1 in 5.3333 packs, which is close enough to the 1 in 5 packs. We will have equal amounts of boxes going through each process lane in this scenario, and this will fix the imbalance issue in the processing lanes. Here is a plot that shows the distribution of total uniques when the unique pull rates are adjusted to this hypothesis. Green is the adjusted pull rate and blue is the old pull rate. You can see that now the data provided by Coalfoil Heroes coincide with the distribution and backs up my hypothesis regarding the pull rates. When compared numerically, the theoretical unique pull rate will be 0.1875 and the empirical data was 0.1857, only a fraction of a percent difference. From this observation, I believe that the pull rate of a unique card is not 1 in 5 packs, but 1 in 5.3333 packs. Now that we discovered the true pull rate, let's calculate the expected number of duplicate uniques that will be obtained after opening 147 boxes and compare that with our empirical data. Using the same model I used to calculate the set completion ratio in the previous episode, I calculated the theoretical number of duplicates you will obtain for each unique card. Here are the results overlaid with data obtained from Coalfoil Heroes. The blue bar graph is the actual data, and the 3 lines represent the theoretical values, each showing the mean, minimum, and maximum values. And it's a perfect match. Not only does the empirical data sit within the min-max values, the mean value perfectly coincides the numbers obtained by Coalfoil Heroes. From this demonstration, it is clear that the theoretical model I created can predict how many boxes you need to complete a full set with significant accuracy. Also, from this curve, it is possible to conclude that with a large enough sample size, there are no observable clumping issues. For small amounts of samples, it might seem like it exists, but large data size predict it's random enough. Finally, I'll provide updated results of the set completion analysis based on the conclusions I obtained throughout this episode. The variables used are shown here as a memory refresher. Note that the sub-tier uniques are categorized as elites. Here are the plots for uniques and elites. As it is expected, the completion ratio of unique cards indicate that collecting uniques for Arthurian Legends will be more difficult than beta. Elites will be far more easier to complete than beta, as the number of elites relative to the number of booster packs in a box is lower than beta. Here are the data for exceptional and ordinary cards. These are also more easier to obtain than beta. I am pretty sure there are many people asking, how valuable are Arthurian Legends cards compared to beta? After all, people want to buy, sell, and trade those cards. This is a table that compares relative rarities of Arthurian Legends cards to beta. The key number is in the last column of the table that shows the normalized rarity. Only the unique cards will be more rare compared to beta. Other rarity cards will be less rare and hence less valuable. Note that this table does not consider MSRP difference, total print run, or any specific desirability of a card. It is a strict box-to-box comparison, and you need to scale it if necessary. Now, there's one thing I have to talk about, and it is regarding how many boxes should you get, striking a balance between having enough cards to start playing and fulfilling box opening experience. In the last episode, I explained maximum of 3 boxes is the recommended number. At that time, from my assumptions, the opening experience was expected to be similar to beta. I would like to change this to 2 boxes for Arthurian Legends. This is mainly due to the elite inclusion rate being more higher than beta, which was an information unknown at that time. You will get 50% of the elites by the time you open 2 boxes, and you should see noticeable amount of duplicates too. As you should have obtained almost all the bulk cards by the time you open 2 boxes, I think that's what you should get as a maximum. Beyond that, save it for playing Draft and Seal. Playing Limited with Arthurian Legends is really fun. I can say that this set was indeed optimized for the best limited experience. So instead of just opening packs for chasing the next shiny treasure, get your friends together to have fun at the game table. To wrap this episode up, I gathered all the important conclusions and findings here. 15 of the unique cards were at Elite Rarity. Total of 56 cards are true uniques in Arthurian Legends. The unique pull rate is 1 in 5.3333 packs. My theoretical model predicts reality accurately. And don't go beyond 2 boxes for the sake of box opening experience. I hope these information helped you enjoy Arthurian Legends at a whole new level, as I myself was really entertained researching and making new discoveries along the way. Regardless it's for work or your hobby, there's nothing more entertaining than discovering that your theoretical models coincide perfectly with reality. And Arthurian Legends provided a perfect sandbox for me to play in. So, that is it for today's episode. If you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for future episodes regarding sorcery. Thanks for watching, and until next time, have a great game.